Could we please have you take your seats? Are we ready? Who's in charge? Okay. So Katarina is in charge? Okay. If somebody could, signal or tell me? I will signal. Okay. I'll signal to you from now. I saw her there and then Good evening, everyone. Now that you've all been seated, could you please rise if you are able to, as the 2024 Kavod Award recipients enter the sanctuary and remain standing for O Canada and Hatikva, performed by Nina Elberg and accompanied by Tatiana Smolyanov. Thank you, Nina and Tatiana. Please be seated. And if you could just take a moment to silence any cell phones that you might have. Thank you. My name is Paula Parks, and I am the president of the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, and your MC this evening. It is so wonderful to see all of you who are in person and to welcome those who are joining us virtually via live stream. I'd like to recognize that we are gathered on Treaty 1 territory, the homeland of the Métis, and the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Dakota, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dene, and Inuit peoples. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to move forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. May we live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with its peoples. We are very thankful to have such a great turnout, don't make me nervous, for this very special evening as we pay tribute to such wonderful volunteer leaders who make a huge difference within our community. This year we are pleased to be celebrating award winners and recipients for 2024. As the representative body of the Winnipeg Jewish community, the Federation's mandate is to build and sustain a strong, secure, and connected community rooted in Jewish values. This evening, I want to take a moment to reflect on what has been an incredibly tumultuous year for our community. The events of October 7th have left an indelible mark, not just on Jews in Israel, but on Jewish people right here in Winnipeg and around the world. As anti-Semitism creeps its way into schools, playgrounds, post-secondary institutions, workplaces, city streets, and online, it has manifested in new and sinister ways that have challenged us. And yet, despite these challenges, we have banded together. We've shown our resilience, our strength, our unwavering commitment to the values that define us as a community. Okay. Our sense of unity and our dedication to one another have never been more important. We are reminded, especially during times like these, that the strength of our Jewish community is what enables us to stand strong for Jewish people everywhere. That is why it is of critical importance that we continue to maintain and strengthen our local community institutions and agencies, because the work that we do here in Winnipeg ripples outward, touching lives not just here, but in Israel. You, our volunteers and leaders, play a vital role in ensuring that strength by giving your time, your energy, and your resources. You help keep the fabric of our community intact, and for that, we are truly thankful, and we thank you all. Volunteering is more than just giving. It's about creating a lasting impact. It's about building up the institutions that serve as the backbone of our Jewish life here in Winnipeg. As we gather tonight, we stand in the beautifully renovated Shara Zedek Synagogue, a place that will host life cycle events, gatherings, and moments of connection for generations of Jewish Winnipeggers to come. This synagogue, much like our community, is part of a continuous cycle of rejuvenation, nurturing a new generation while honoring the legacies of those who came before. Year after year, we recognize our professionals and volunteers because you are the lifeblood of our community. Your dedication ensures that our agencies continue to provide critical services, offer meaningful Jewish experiences, and support the continuity of Jewish life here in Winnipeg. Our community is a very special place, and we should all take a moment to appreciate what makes us unique. It is a place where everyone seems to know everyone. In other cities, 6 degrees of separation is the norm. But here in Winnipeg, it often feels like it's just 2, or even 1, sometimes a half. I call it Jewish geography, but this closeness makes our community truly, truly special, allowing us to come together and support one another like nowhere else I have ever been. So thank you, every one of you, for being part of this community, for your dedication, your hard work, and for your commitment to ensuring that Winnipeg's community remains strong, vibrant, and enduring for generations to come. I'd now like to call upon Rabbi Annabelle Maas to give greetings on behalf of Congregation Shara Zedek.
Thank you so much, Paula. Good evening, everyone. Bruchim Abayim. Welcome. My name is Rabbi Annabelle Maas, and I am the spiritual leader of Congregation Shara Zedek. And on behalf of all the staff and the board of directors of this beautiful congregation, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2024 Kavod Evening, a program to honor and celebrate community volunteers and leaders. Our sages tell us that if someone runs away from honor, honor will chase after them. Neither of tonight's honorees share their time, passion, and expertise expecting to be honored. And yet, it makes me happy. Happy to know that someone noticed their amazing work and decided to recognize their efforts. This event is very special for us because not only it's great to partner with the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg to honor all these amazing people, but also because this is the first community event celebrated in our newly renovated building. You're the first ones. The first of many, of course. Thank you again to all of you for coming. And in case I don't see you, I would like to wish you all a Shana Tova Umetuka, a good and sweet year 5785. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rabbi. I would like to express our gratitude to RBC, who have been our generous sponsors of this Kavod evening for 10 years. We are grateful to have representatives from RBC who are with us this evening: Chris White, Regional Vice President, Winnipeg; Arnaud Adatrun, Relationship Manager, Commercial Financial Services; and several wonderful volunteers: Dallas Houston, Ofer Sidon, Susan Tinsley, Aminda Rosa, and Eugene Fradkov. It is now my pleasure. It is now my pleasure to invite Chris White, Regional Vice President of RBC Winnipeg Market, to bring greetings.
How's that? Good? All right. Good evening, everyone. We at RBC are honored to once again be part of this extraordinary celebration of volunteers, community leaders, and those who generously shine light on our community. We find our world and our community in a very different place than when we gathered at this last event. In these difficult and complex times, we often find ourselves searching in vain for the right words. But perhaps it's not the words we need at times like this, it's the role models who choose to be a point of light for others. It is the light that has always cut through the clouds, split through the darkness, and overtaken the shadows. Tonight we celebrate individuals who stand up and share their gifts of compassion and kindness with their community. It is their generosity of spirit and the example they set through their actions that will light the way forward. Let their stories ring on and let us lead through. On behalf of RBC and each of my colleagues here this evening, I'd like to give gratitude to the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg for creating a space where we can come together to share and celebrate these stories. We are grateful to the organizing committee, the volunteers, for the gifts of your time and your talents. And we proudly celebrate all of the nominees and award recipients this evening for not only making Winnipeg a better place, but for making our world a better place. May us all be a point of light for someone else in the years ahead. Shine on, Winnipeg. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much, Chris. I would now like to welcome Carrie Shankro, Vice President of the Federation, to the Bima to make a presentation to our outgoing CJA chairs, Ellie and Michael Silver, Daniel Sprintz, Yael Borovich, Anita Wartzman, and Haley Yerman. Without great leadership, our campaign would not have reached such great heights this year. The generosity and commitment of Winnipeg's Jewish community has shone, demonstrating our support for Jewish people here, at home, and around the world. We are grateful to our donors who contributed to this year's CJA, resulting in an outstanding $6,434,000 raised. This year, in the wake of tragic events of October 7th, our response was swift and impactful. We launched the Israel Emergency Fund, raising an additional $4,136,600 to provide critical support and assistance to those affected by the tragedy. A huge thank you to campaign co-chairs Ellie and Michael Silver, top donor chair Gavin Rich, Women's Philanthropy co-chairs Janet Froelich and Gayla Gutman, Line of Judah co-chairs Anita Wartzman and Haley Yerman, Ben Gurion Society co-chairs Daniel Sprintz and Brian Hack, Genesis YWG chair Yael Borovich, the tireless work of our campaign staff, led by Graciela Nachinson, Chief Development Officer, and everyone, many of you are in this room tonight, who canvassed on behalf of the CJA this past year. You truly made a world of difference. The Kavod evening is our way of thanking exceptional leaders who have made our community what it is today. Kavod is the Hebrew word for honor and respect. To give kavod is to give attention and respect to someone who is a good citizen and role model for the rest of the community. This evening's honorees most certainly embody these qualities. We begin this year's Kavod Award presentations with the inaugural Jerry Kaufman Combined Jewish Appeal Award. Jerry of blessed memory was a former campaign director of the Combined Jewish Appeal, a dedicated member of our community who contributed significantly to the Federation's fundraising efforts. His expertise in fundraising, combined with his creative and energetic approach, earned him admiration and reverence. Jerry, who sadly passed away in 2004, left an indelible mark on the Federation, the community, and all that knew him. We honor his legacy with a special award to be presented annually to an individual who has contributed significantly to the campaign as a volunteer. I would like to welcome Jerry's daughter, Jody Sasaki, and Rochelle Kaufman, Jerry's wife, to the bima to present to the inaugural recipient of this award, Brownie Fleischman.
Whew. I didn't know they were going to put my dad's picture up in big, so I'm already starting to tear up, so bear with me, please. Good evening. I'm Jody Kaufman Sasaki. This is my mom, Rochelle Kaufman. We have the honor of presenting the inaugural Jerry Kaufman Combined Jewish Appeal Award. My father, Jerry, was a pillar of our community, a man whose commitment to the Jewish Federation and to the Combined Jewish Appeal shaped so much of what we stand for today. Though we lost him in 2004, 20 years ago this September, and far too early, his legacy continues to inspire us. My dad's role as campaign director at the Federation brought him immense personal fulfillment. He thrived on human connections, the chance to engage with members of the community, to hear their stories, and to understand what made them give. He believed that philanthropy wasn't just about the money. It was about community, family, and ensuring a vibrant Jewish community for generations to come. My father's path to community involvement was inspired by his early work with human rights committees and political advocacy. From his first job at the Youth Secretariat with the province of Manitoba, to his years in educational advocacy and lobbying, my dad's career trajectory eventually brought him into the heart of Jewish communal work. He had a way of seeing how small individual actions contributed to the larger picture of community building, a perspective he carried with him throughout his time at the Federation. One of the things that set my father apart was his passion for connecting with people. He treated every donor, whether they gave $18 or $1,800, with the same level of respect and care. To Jerry, it was all about people. Every cup of coffee and every conversation was an opportunity to build relationships, to inspire, and to make everyone feel like they were part of something greater. His dedication was such that the community often came before his personal matters. It wasn't just a job for him, it was a calling. He put in long hours because he believed in what he was doing, and his commitment was felt by all who worked with him. One of his favorite initiatives was Super Sunday. He loved the energy it created, a community-wide effort to raise funds, but also a time to bring people together in a carnival-like atmosphere, with activities for children, entertainment, and food. My dad fed off that energy, and he saw it as a perfect example of how fundraising could also foster community spirit. As we look to the future, his legacy continues to guide us from afar. He wanted to be remembered for his belief that individual contributions, no matter what size, were investments in the community's future. The foundation he helped build was the inspiration for the creation of this award, and through it, My mom, my brother Josh, and I hope this vision will endure from generation to generation. And now it's my honor to introduce the first recipient of the Jerry Kaufman Combined Jewish Appeal Award, someone who embodies my father's values of dedication and community building, Brownie Fleischman. Brownie Fleischman was born and raised in Winnipeg as the youngest of 8 children and has been a passionate advocate for the Jewish community in Israel from an early age. Instilled with a deep love for these causes by her parents, she began her commitment with the JNF Blue Box. As an adult, Brownie has been actively involved in numerous Jewish organizations, including Hadassah, JNF, and JCFS, with a particular focus on the Combined Jewish Appeal. Her dedication to fostering a strong community and a robust Israel has been unwavering. Throughout her journey, Brownie has been supported by her husband Harold Fleischman and their children, who have all been instrumental in her volunteering and community involvement. Her leadership, particularly as co-chair of the women's division of the CJA, showcased her ability to engage with young women in the cause. Her collaboration with my father during his early days with the CJA further solidified her dedication. Brownie, a heartfelt mazel tov from our family to you. Thank you so much.
He was terrific.
Stand on either side. There we go. Good. Oh, you want her in the middle? Thank you, Jody and Rochelle, and mazel tov, big mazel tov, Brownie. Our evening continues as we present our 2024 Shem Tov Award winners. A Baal Shem Tov is one with a good reputation, a person whose qualities and good deeds give them a good name in society and a good name that lives on forever. In 1996, the Jewish Federation established the Shem Tov Awards to honor those volunteers who throughout the years contributed countless hours of their time to enhance and improve the services provided by our partner agencies. Each recipient will receive a beautifully handcrafted glass sculpture with the recipient's name and organization engraved with the Federation logo, a stylized menorah which symbolizes our history, heritage, and light for the future. As I call the name of the agency and its award recipients, I invite the presenter and the honorees to come to the center of the bima. Please remain on the stage while I say a few words about the honorees. First, I would like to welcome Robin Avery, Executive Director of Aleph Bet Child Life Enrichment Program, who will present the 2024 Shem Tov Award to Shael Lander. Shael, a hairstylist for over 35 years, owns 360 Hair Studio in the West Kildonan Garden City area. In 2020, at the age of 50, Shael's life transformed when he became a father to his daughter, Halen Avery Lander. Prior to Halen's birth, he regularly raised funds for various causes through his business, believing in the importance of giving back. Now, with Halen attending Aleph Bet, Shale serves on the board, volunteers weekly, coordinates fundraising, and even oversees repairs. Grateful for the nurturing environment Aleph Bet provides, he is committed to supporting them for years to come. Thank you, Shale. I'd now like to welcome Jacob Berdovsky and Lexi isn't here this evening, Lexi Yerman, but executive directors of BB Camp, who will present the 2024 Shem Tov Award to Shay Lerner. Shay has been a dedicated BB Camp volunteer since 2014, serving on the Operations and Capital Committee, which he ultimately chaired. A lifelong camper, Shay worked at the camp for 7 summers, culminating in his role as Director of Operations. His contributions have significantly shaped the camp's strategies and infrastructure. Outside of camp, Shay is an electrical engineer at Manitoba Hydro, where he applies his technical skills to support the community. He and his wife Anna embrace a life of chesed and community service, values inspired by Shay's long-standing commitment to BB Camp and beyond. Mazel Tov, Shay. Daniel Sprintz, Executive Director of Camp Masad, will present the 2024 Shem Tov Award to Max Pillay. Max has been a member of the Camp Masad Board of Directors since 2018 and currently serves as treasurer. He previously contributed to the Buildings and Operations Committee and spent 16 summers at Camp Masad, from Bisila Camper to Director of Operations. Max earned his Chartered Professional Accounting designation in 2020, and now owns and operates Friend Bakery and Pizza on South Osborne. And it sounds like you may have a couple of regular customers with us this evening. I don't want to say, but he credits Camp Masad for instilling his work ethic, creativity, and connection to the Jewish community, and is dedicated to ensuring future generations have similar opportunities. Mazel Tov, Max. Nikki Spiegelman, President of Gwen Sector Living Center, Creative Living Center, will present the 2024 Shem Tov Award to Howard Kadekel. After moving to Winnipeg from Toronto, Howard quickly became an active volunteer in the Jewish community. He has served as president of Congregation Etz Chaim, is a board member of Chesed Shalemis, and currently sits on the boards of Gwen Sector and the Rady Center. Howard has been involved with Limud Winnipeg, where he played a key role in securing its charitable registration. A dedicated Federation volunteer, Howard canvasses for the Combined Jewish Appeal and sits on the Federation's Planning Committee. In 2020, and you can aspire to this, any of you who are here this evening, he was honored then with the Shem Tov from the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, so you can be a double winner anytime you want. Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov. Accepting the Jewish Child and Family Service Shem Tov on behalf of recipient Ari Hansen is Al Benarosh, Executive Director. Unfortunately, Ari was unable to be with us this evening. And Elena. Yes, okay. And Elena. Okay. Ari has been a member of the Jewish Child and Family Service Board since 2012, serving on multiple committees, including Finance, Operations, and Human Resources, and as Vice Chair. Before joining the board, he volunteered for JCFS as a grocery shopper and summer case aide. A partner at Fillmore Riley, Ari specializes in civil litigation and tax disputes. He also coached law students in national moot competitions and presented at the Manitoba Bar Association's 2024 Midwinter Conference. Ari's passion for vintage cars has been a lifelong hobby shared with his father and grandfather. Please pass along our Mazel Tov to Ari. Harlan Abels, Vice President of the Jewish Heritage Center of Western Canada, will present the 2024 Shem Tov Award to Amy Karlinski. Amy serves on the board of the Jewish Heritage Center of Western Canada and chairs the Archives Committee. She co-chaired the Asper Foundation Shabbat Dinner Series with the Bear Clan and the Jewish Heritage Center. Amy also sits on the board of Shaare Zedek Synagogue and chairs its membership committee. A dedicated volunteer at the Rady JCC, Amy has a rich background in the arts, having been a Winnipeg Free Press critic, curated exhibitions at the Winnipeg Art Gallery, and served on multiple art boards. A retired vice principal, she now teaches part-time at the University of Manitoba and consults for the province of Manitoba on visual arts. Mazel Tov, Amy. Rob Berkowitz, Executive Director of Rose and Max Rady Jewish Community Center, will present the 2024 Shem Tov Award to Al Greenberg. Born and raised in Winnipeg, Al has been married to his high school sweetheart, Tara, for 29 years, and together they have 2 adult children, Zachary and Gabriel. A dedicated community volunteer, Alan chairs the Rady JCC Ken Cronson Sports Dinner, which has raised millions over the past 25 years. He's also coached football for 20 years at the Grand Park High School and River Heights Community Center. Internationally, Alan serves on the board of Maccabi Canada and has managed Canadian teams in Israel. And I just want to also say a very big thank you, because Al was very instrumental in our hosting the group of hockey players that came to Winnipeg from Israel this past year. And I got to be a hockey mom for an afternoon, so I was very happy. Professionally, he co-runs a property management company with his brother-in-law. Mazel Tov, Al, and thank you. Avram Sinetsky, chair of the board of the Saul and Clarabelle Simpkins Center, will present the 2024 Shem Tov Award to Marilyn Rajek. Marilyn, former executive director of the Gwen Sector Creative Living Center, began her connection with Simkin 13 years ago as a board member, around the time her parents became residents. She joined the Spiritual Health Department in 2020, leaving in 2023 for adventures abroad before returning as a volunteer. Deeply committed to honoring elders, Marilyn supports Simkin Center residents through programs and one-on-one spiritual care. She has also chaired the Jewish Federation Seniors Subcommittees and volunteered for over 20 years at the YMCA. Proud of her daughter, grandchildren, and great-granddaughter, I'm sorry, but you definitely don't look old enough for a great-granddaughter, Marilyn has been a provincial marriage commissioner for 30 years. Mazel tov, Marilyn. Charles Tax, president of Shalom Residences, will present the 2024 Shem Tov Award to Lyle Lockhart. Lyle moved to Winnipeg in 1971 after completing his PhD in biochemistry at the University of Western Ontario to work at the Freshwater Institute and as an adjunct professor at the University of Manitoba. Inspired by the needs of his son Michael, Lyle and his wife Nancy became advocates for services for people with disabilities, leading Lyle to long-term involvement with Windserve Incorporated and Shalom Residences. After 30 years in freshwater science, Lyle co-founded the Lake Winnipeg Foundation. In retirement, he started a science club and now enjoys woodworking, recently crafting 111 pens for his granddaughter's wedding. Very impressive. Mazel tov, Lyle. Thank you. Jonathan Strauss, incoming president of the Winnipeg Board of Jewish Education, will present the 2024 Shem Tov Award to Brian Borzakowski. Brian Borzakowski is an award-winning journalist and president of the Canadian Jewish News, helping revive the organization in 2020. He has served on several boards, including the Winnipeg Board of Jewish Education, where he was president from 2020 to 2022, and the Society for Advancing Business Editing and Writing. Brian's work has appeared in the New York Times, Washington Post, CNBC, and others. He is the founder of All Caps, and if you could see my notes, it's all in caps, of All Caps Content, a marketing agency. Brian is most proud of his family, his wife Lainey, kids Molly, Shay, and Rami, and their two dogs, Ocho and Capo, who couldn't be here this evening. Capo. Sorry, I tried to get human names correct. I didn't go into the pet names. Mazel tov, Brian. And I will have the pleasure of presenting the 2024 Shem Tov on behalf of the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg to Avram Charak. Thank you. Avram has volunteered with the Federation, Rady JCC, and other organizations for over 40 years. You started when you were 3, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
A CJA canvasser since 1984, he has also served on the Federation board and various committees. Currently, he's the immediate past president of Congregation Eitz Chaim, treasurer of Chesed Shalemis, and a board member of the Professional Property Managers Association. Avram is vice president of finance and administration at K4 Properties, where he has worked since 1995. He is married to Fayanne and has 2 daughters, Carly and Taylor. His commitment to Tikkun Olam drives his desire to teach and help others. Thank you so much, and Mazel Tov. I just want to wish a big Mazel Tov to all of our 2024 Shem Tov recipients. I think it reflects so amazingly on our partner agencies and who they have as volunteers within their organizations. So help me give a big round of applause to all our Shem Tov. Now I would like to invite Federation's Chief Executive Officer, Jeff Lieberman, to the Bima to introduce and to present the inaugural Magen David Award to Einat Paz.
Good evening, everyone. I have the great honor tonight of introducing the Magen David Award, a new and unique honor that recognizes truly extraordinary contributions to Winnipeg and/or Israel. It is awarded to a community member who has demonstrated exceptional dedication and leadership in supporting our Jewish community or Israel. It celebrates an individual who has gone above and beyond in their advocacy and service, making a significant impact over the past year or years. This award may not be given annually, as it will be reserved for those instances when a community member's dedication and leadership have made an exceptional impact. The creation of this award was inspired by the many volunteers who stepped up in the wake of the tragic events of October 7th, dedicating countless hours and immense effort to support both our community here in Winnipeg and our unbreakable connection to Israel. It is with great pride and truly my honor that we present Einat Paz with the first ever Magen David Award. Einat's story is one of deep commitment and tireless service. After immigrating to Winnipeg from Israel in 2005, Einat quickly became a vital force in both the Jewish and broader Winnipeg communities. Her passion for community building and service is evident in everything she does. Holding a master's degree in social work and extensive experience working with volunteers, Einat has devoted herself to strengthening communal connections across many organizations, including the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, Grey Academy, National Council of Jewish Women of Canada, Jewish National Fund, Harvest Manitoba, and Volunteer Manitoba. Einat's professional journey began with Jewish Child and Family Service in 2006, where she managed volunteer services. Most recently, she took on the role of Food Security Coordinator, where she has led food drives and raised awareness about food insecurity within our Jewish community. This work complements her extensive volunteer efforts, which span nearly 2 decades. Einat's dedication also extends to fostering ties between Israel and the Jewish diaspora. Since 2008, she has been a key figure in organizing community events such as Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaHatzmaut. This commitment became even more poignant this year as global challenges highlighted the interconnectedness of our communities. In response to the tragic events of October 7th, Einat emerged as a passionate advocate for raising awareness about the hostages taken and the brutal atrocities committed by Hamas. She played a crucial role in the Hear Our Voices event, which shone a light on the sexual violence perpetrated during these attacks. Furthermore, Einat initiated weekly peaceful gatherings in solidarity with the hostages. What began as a modest gathering has grown to include over 250 participants weekly, bringing together diverse parts of our community and our allies. Einat's efforts in uniting the community through these peaceful rallies and her tireless advocacy for justice and awareness are a testament to her unwavering commitment to the Jewish people and their connection to Israel. Her leadership continues to inspire and strengthen the bonds within the Jewish community. These qualities embody the spirit of the Magen David Award. Einat, your work continues to inspire all of us. You are a very special person, and it is an honor to recognize you tonight as the inaugural recipient of the special award. Mazel tov, and thank you for your incredible contributions.
Kol Kavod, Einat. We will now move on to the major awards this evening, beginning with the Larry Herdig Jewish Communal Professional Award. Larry Herdig, of blessed memory, was an exceptional individual whose volunteer career in the Jewish community was legendary. His impact as a role model and lay leader for Jewish professionals in Winnipeg was profound. Jack Herdig, Larry's son, will present the award to 2024's Outstanding Community Professional, Bel Jarneski.
Thanks, Paula. Good evening. My father, Larry, who passed away in 2010, was a role model and leader for many people, including his family, colleagues in business, and numerous volunteers in both the Jewish and general communities. In addition to his extensive work with organizations with our broader community, he worked tirelessly for many organizations within our Jewish community. He was passionate about his work and extremely proud of our community and its many accomplishments, and he was thrilled to be part of so many of them. To honor my father's memory, we established the Larry Herdig Memorial Jewish Communal Professional Award. We wanted to recognize an outstanding professional working in our Jewish community. Other than serving for a minimum of 5 years, nominees must have demonstrated vision, leadership, and professionalism, and serve as role models themselves. It was with great pleasure that I introduce you to this year's most deserving recipient, Belle Januski, the Executive Director of the Jewish Heritage Center of Western Canada. Belle, a child of 2 Holocaust survivors, has dedicated her life to educating students of all ages about the Holocaust and other genocides. Through her work at the Jewish Heritage Center, she brings this critical education to thousands of students, educators, administrators, and professional groups each year. Her commitment to this cause is just not professional, it's deeply personal. Belle's academic journey is as impressive as a professional one. She received her Bachelor of Education from the University of Manitoba, graduating as gold medalist in 1993, with a major in French and a minor in Judaic Studies and a certificate in translation. Belle's passion for Tikkun Olam, mending the world, led her to pursue a graduate master's degree in theology at the University of Winnipeg, where she won the Gothrop Prize. Her thesis explored survivor narratives of the post-Holocaust thought of Jewish theologian Rabbi Irving Greenberg. Belle's book, Voices of Winnipeg Holocaust Survivors, published in 2010, documents the history of 73 local survivors before, during, and after the Holocaust. This invaluable resource can be found in the libraries of every secondary school in Manitoba and university and national libraries in several countries. Belle's impact extends beyond our local community. Since 2013, she has served on the federally appointed delegation to the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. She is a member of the Academic Working Group, the Education Working Group, and the Committee on Anti-Semitism and Holocaust Denial. Believing that actions speak louder than words, Belle has co-founded 2 interfaith dialogue groups, Muslim Jewish and Catholic Jewish, and served 2 terms as president of the Manitoba Multi-Faith Council. She is also one of the founders of Operation Ezra, an initiative to sponsor and resettle Yazidi refugees and to raise awareness about this ongoing genocide. Belle's writing, opposite the editorial pages, blogs, and articles have been printed in Canadian, Israeli, and European newspapers, spreading her message of education, understanding, and action against hatred and intolerance. Belle's warmth, empathy, and dedication make her a true role model. She is always ready to listen, to support, and to inspire. Her passion for her work is contagious, and her impact on our community has been immeasurable. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I call upon Belle to receive the 2024 Larry Herding Memorial Jewish Communal Professional Award. Your vision, your leadership, and your unwavering commitment to education and community makes you a truly deserving recipient. Mazel tov.
First of all, I cannot even put into words how humbled I am by this award. Well, maybe verklempt. Thank you to the Federation, to my staff, to my wonderful board members who have motivated me and supported me. And thank you to my family, my 4 great kids and their partners, Ari and Melissa, Noam and Tamar, Eliza and David, and Tali and Jordan, and my 5 adorable grandchildren, and my partner, James, who encourages me and inspires me each and every day. Now, if you're really fortunate, you find work that makes you feel like you're making a difference, work that gives you the opportunity to put your passion to work. The Jewish Heritage Center is the key to our past and our future. Exploring our archive is like walking back in time. It's a treasure trove reflecting the incredible history and diversity of our wonderful Jewish community stretching back 125 years. The challenges and the many triumphs that have shaped who we are today. And as the saying goes, you need to know the past to understand the present and where you're going in the future. As you heard, and many of you know, my parents of blessed memory were Holocaust survivors. They experienced Auschwitz, Dachau, Plaszow, and many other such infamous camps. They lost everything and everyone, but with tremendous courage, they began life anew here in Winnipeg. They did not lose their identity as proud Jews, nor the belief in the importance of our history, our culture, and our connection to Israel. They gave me the gift of Jewish education at Ramah Hebrew School, and they sent me to the YMHA. Their story, their strength, and our family's tremendous loss shaped me in ways that I did not quite understand growing up. Now, about 15 years ago, Joe Riesenbach, of blessed memory, a Holocaust survivor, reached out to me to help move a project forward that had literally been collecting dust. Before I knew it, I was a member of the Holocaust Education Committee, then became its chair and a member of the Jewish Heritage Center's board, and for the last several years, the executive director. And of course, that project was Voices of Winnipeg Holocaust Survivors that you just heard about. Throughout this journey, I was able to discover and amplify the incredible work that the Jewish Heritage Center does, preserving the history of our community through our archive and programs, and having the opportunity to provide education on the Holocaust and anti-Semitism to thousands of students and teachers every year. But for me, one of the greatest gifts has been the friendship of these wonderful human beings, these Holocaust survivors in our community. It has been such an honor to work with them, and I thank them for their dedication and their selflessness in sharing their stories. They have made such a difference in the lives of so many thousands of young people in Winnipeg and beyond. Now, the Winnipeg that I grew up in was a golden age for Jews. It was a tapestry of multiculturalism with shared values. We thought that the kind of anti-Semitism earlier generations had faced was gone forever. While we may not be able to bring back the wonder years, we must stand united as a community and be strong in our convictions. And as for me, I am profoundly honored to work with all of you as we work toward building a better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Belle, for those wonderful words, and kol Kavod. The Duboff Family Youth Award recognizes an individual who has demonstrated outstanding service and leadership in support of the activities of the Jewish community and who holds potential for future leadership, and who is between the ages of 16 and 24. I would like to invite Neil and Carol Duboff to present the Duboff Family Youth Award to Noah Greenfield.
Good evening, everybody. Rabbi, honorees, guests, family members, and members of our community. It's an honor for Carol and I to be here this evening to stand before you to present our Dubois Family Award. As Paula just mentioned, this recognizes exceptional service and leadership within our Jewish community. The award is reserved for individuals who have not only demonstrated outstanding commitment to our values and traditions, but also embody the potential to lead us into the future with strength, wisdom, and compassion. But before I go on, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge those who've supported our young leaders through their journey. I'm talking of you, the parents, the siblings, the teachers, the mentors, the friends, our entire community. Each of you in our community have played a role in guiding and inspiring our youth to reach their fullest potential. The award that Carol and I are presenting today isn't just a recognition of excellence, it's a celebration of the determination, creativity, and positive spirit that define our youth, the essence of youth. The award is for those who've not only excelled in their endeavors, but have also shown a commitment to making a difference in our community, demonstrating leadership and serving as role models. This year, we're proud to bestow this honor upon a young man whose passion, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the Winnipeg Jewish community has left a mark on the entire community and those who know him, Noah Greenfield. Noah is an example of what it means to be a mensch, a leader. As a student at the University of Manitoba and the president of Hillel Winnipeg, he's taken on responsibilities beyond the efforts and years of many of us, inspiring young Jewish adults and serving as a beacon of hope and resilience within the broader community of Winnipeg.
Since 2021, Noah has been at the forefront of social programming, religious events, and social justice initiatives. His efforts have ensured that our traditions are celebrated, our voices are heard, and our community remains strong and united. However, it is Noah's response to recent challenges that truly sets him apart. Following the tragic events of October 7th, Noah rose to the occasion with courage and inspiring determination. He became a vocal advocate for Jewish rights, standing up against anti-Semitism and anti-Israel biases, with a resolve that moved others to join him. Whether it was creating and distributing informational pamphlets, mobilizing students to stand proudly in their identities, or working closely with organizations like Stand With Us Canada, B'nai B'rith, and others. Noah's leadership has been important and inspiring. Noah's selfless dedication makes him a most deserving recipient of this year's award. His passion for justice, his deep love for our heritage, and his unwavering commitment to standing up against hatred are qualities that we should all strive to emulate. In addition to his work within the Jewish community, Noah has also made significant contributions to the broader Winnipeg community. As a board member of St. Paul's College and a member of the Interfaith Council at the University of Manitoba, he has fostered dialogue and collaboration among diverse groups, advocating for understanding and mutual respect. His commitment to social responsibility and his belief in the transformative power of education and conversation have helped to build bridges where there were once divides. Noah, your work has touched many lives, and your leadership has set a standard for all of us. We are grateful for your service, and we look forward to seeing the many ways you will continue to lead and inspire in the years to come. On behalf of the Dubois family and our entire community, it is our great honor to present you with the Dubois Family Youth Award. May you continue to be a source of light, strength, and hope for us all. Thank you, and Mazel Tov, Noah.
So I originally had a much longer speech planned, but then I thought maybe other people also have longer speech planned, so I should shorten it a little bit. So I have two things I want to say. First of all, I want to say thank you, and then I have a point I want to make afterwards. I want to say thank you, first of all, to the Dubois family. I want to say thank you to the Jewish Federation. I want to say thank you to everyone who helped make this possible. And I want to say thank you to my family. This award shows that the Jewish Federation really cares. It shows that they really care about the future of our community. I spent most of the past year fighting against anti-Semitism and anti-Israel bias at our university. And I would like to think that for the moment we have succeeded. But I'm no longer the president, and so it goes to the next section of our generation. But the most important point that I want to make is that we as a community have to remember to stand up. We have to remember to seize our opportunity, to seize our place in Canada. Because if we don't, there will be no place for the Jewish community in Canada in the next generation. And this award shows that our community cares, and we will be there as long as we all stand up. Thank you.
Mazel Tov, Noah, Kol Kavod. The Young Leadership Awards were established to recognize outstanding individuals between the ages of 25 and 45 for their dedication and achievements in the Jewish community, performance in the general community, and potential for providing future leadership in our community. These recipients demonstrate an extraordinary degree of service and commitment. Our Young Leadership Award winners will receive a beautifully etched glass sculpture and a subsidy towards participation in one of North America's premier leadership experiences, the annual General Assembly of the Jewish Federations of North America. The Harry Silverberg Young Leadership of Distinction Award recognizes an individual who has demonstrated outstanding service and leadership in support of the activities of the Federation, or who shows potential for future leadership. I would like to invite Nora Kaufman to present this year's award to Brian Hack. Nora.
Good evening. My father, Harry Silverberg, loved and valued this community. He dedicated his life to its future. When he passed away, our family decided to recognize his commitment by establishing this Harry Silverberg Young Leader of Distinction Award. And we did it to further, to encourage, and to recognize young leaders in our community. I would now like to introduce, by the way, this award has been given out 27 times. I want to introduce Brian Hack, this year's Harry Silverberg Young Leader of Distinction recipient. Brian's journey began in South America, where he was born and raised. In 1993, he and his family immigrated to Vancouver, marking the start of a remarkable journey of dedication and leadership within the Jewish community. Brian's involvement and leadership in the Vancouver Jewish community were ignited after he attended Birthright in 2008. Upon returning, Brian engaged in community activities, taking on various roles and attending numerous events. His commitment and leadership skills shone brightly when he co-chaired and chaired nearly every committee position within the young adult program. This dedication culminated in his role as the young adult program chair, where he left an indelible mark on the organization. Brian's connection to Israel has been a constant source of inspiration. He has visited the country 3 times since Birthright, including trips with the JUMP program from Toronto in 2013 and with Karen Hayesod in 2015. In recognition of his exceptional contribution, Brian was honored with the Young Adult Leadership Award in 2017 in Vancouver. In 2019, Brian and his wife Melanie, who is a native to Winnipeg, moved here. He immediately became an active volunteer within the Winnipeg Jewish community, bringing his wealth of experience and innovative ideas from Vancouver. As co-chair of the Young Adult Division, Brian played a pivotal role in engaging young adults and fostering a vibrant community spirit. In 2022, he transitioned into the role of Next Generation Chair, a position he continues to hold where he works to inspire and empower the next wave of leaders. Brian's influence extends beyond leadership roles. He serves on I'm going to list these. He serves on the Finance Committee, the Executive Committee, and the Jewish Federation Board, contributing his insights and his expertise to shape the future of our community. He is also a dedicated participant in the CJA annual campaign, serving as a canvasser since 2019 and co-chairing the Ben-Gurion Society at the giving level, which focuses on encouraging young adults to contribute generously. Brian's commitment knows no geographical bounds. He has remained actively engaged with the Vancouver Jewish Community Federation CJA annual campaign since 2013 and continues to do so while leveraging his connections and experience to bring fresh perspectives to Winnipeg. Brian is the founder and principal of the BHC Group, a boutique management consulting company. Brian's dedication to the Jewish community is a legacy passed down through generations, following in the footsteps of parents and grandparents. Brian and Melanie are committed to instilling these same Jewish values and engagement in Jewish life in their children, so future generations can thrive in a peaceful and vibrant community. Please join me in congratulating Brian Hack on his outstanding contribution and dedication to our community. I am very pleased to present Brian with the Harry Silverberg Young Leadership of Distinction Award. Well deserved, Brian.
We do a picture first?
We can take our picture.
distinguished guests, community leaders, friends, and family. I am incredibly honored and humbled to stand before you today as the Harry Silverberg Young Leader of Distinction Award recipient. First, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Jewish Federation, the selection committee, and everyone who believed in me, supported me, and inspired me. To my wife, Melanie, your unwavering support, from brainstorming with me to covering dinner and bedtime with our kids when I'm attending meetings and events. This has been invaluable. I truly couldn't do this without you. I would also like to express my deepest gratitude to my parents, Larry and Michelle, for instilling in me the values of community involvement and giving back, which guide me daily. This award holds significance beyond my individual contributions. It reflects the shared values of service, leadership, and the responsibility we all carry to build a stronger future together. The work I have accomplished stems from opportunities and support provided by this wonderful community, as well as the Vancouver Jewish community, where I had the privilege of serving in leadership roles for nearly a decade. I also want to acknowledge the many mentors and colleagues who have guided me over the years. Your wisdom, encouragement, and belief in my potential have shaped who I am today. Engaging in Jewish communal leadership is deeply meaningful to me because I believe community is a core part of the Jewish experience. Creating an inclusive and welcoming environment is essential for fostering growth and prosperity within the Jewish community of Winnipeg. As someone who thrives on leadership and community building, I've been fortunate to serve in various capacities through committee work, organizing social activities, or leading outreach efforts. As the chair of Next Generation and a member of the Jewish Federation Board of Directors and Finance Committee, my goal is to reinvigorate Jewish life in young adults for Winnipeg. I am proud of what we've accomplished so far, and I am committed to continuing this work to ensure that the Jewish community remains vibrant for generations to come. Thank you once again for this incredible honor.
Mazel Tov, Brian. The Max Nathanson Young Leadership Award is presented to an individual, volunteer, who has demonstrated outstanding service and leadership in support of the activities of the Federation and who is between the ages of 25 and 45. I'd like to invite Janice Nathanson to please present the 2024 award to Michael Silver.
Okay, everybody had a speech, and I've got bullet points, so I hope it's not too short. My father, Monty, established this award in his father's name to pass on my grandfather's legacy and priorities: Jewish education and community building. And though Max himself didn't get a formal Jewish education, he came by himself to Ellis Island at the age of 11. It was the bedrock of his life. He did, however, get to serve the community. In fact, he was the first chair, well, he was the chair of Winnipeg's first CJA campaign. And my father was its youngest chair at the age of 28. Though my father passed away just a few months ago, he would have been thrilled that the award this year is going to Michael Silver, who embodies everything my grandfather cared about most. Michael graduated from Talmud Torah and Joseph Walensky Collegiate. He's given his time and his energy to Jewish organizations like JNF, boy, good luck, Rady, and is co-chair of CJA campaign. He's also worked in the broader community, Ronald McDonald House, Pulford Community Living, and L'Arche, among others. Thank you, Michael, for your tireless contributions, especially when we need it most. Mazel tov.
Thank you. I'm deeply honored to receive the Max Nathanson Young Leadership Award. This recognition fills me with immense gratitude and humility. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the Jewish Federation for bestowing this prestigious honor upon me. This award is not just a reflection of my work, but a testament to the collective efforts and shared vision of many dedicated individuals who believed in the same values I hold dear. First and foremost, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to my wife, Ellie. Your unwavering support and love have been my constant source of strength. To my children, Naomi and Ben, you are my inspiration and the reason I strive to make a difference each day. I would also like to thank my mom, Rita, for always being my #1 supporter. I would like to acknowledge my business partner, Jason, whose enthusiastic support for our initiatives to allocate a significant portion of our corporate philanthropy to Jewish organizations, which has been invaluable. Though not Jewish himself, Jason's commitment to our shared goals speaks volumes about the power of partnership and solidarity. His support, especially in times like these, highlights the unity that transcends religion and background. Philanthropy has always been a cornerstone of my life. It's a value deeply ingrained in me from a young age, largely due to the influence of my late uncle Arnold Freeman, who was an exemplary role model. He taught me that when one is fortunate enough to have resources, it is a responsibility, not an option, to give back. His actions and generosity have left an indelible mark on me, guiding my path in charitable endeavors. The tragic events of October 7th serve as a painful reminder of the urgency to support Jewish charities and causes with renewed fervor. It is a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities we face as a community and the critical importance of standing together in solidarity. While many are generous in donating to various causes, those who focus specifically on Jewish charities form a much smaller group. If we do not step forward to strengthen these essential organizations, who will? This past summer, I had the profound privilege of visiting Israel with the Jewish National Fund. It was during this trip that I felt the weight of responsibility in a very tangible way. In the midst of increasing threats against Israel, our security was entrusted to an Israeli army reservist named Mordechai. I will never forget one serene day at the beach when I asked him if living under such constant threats was difficult. His answer was both profound and humbling. He told me that despite the threats, he feels safer in Israel than he imagines we feel in Canada, especially given the rise in anti-Semitism. His observations about the challenges we face in Canada were reminiscent of the 1930s in Europe, and it left a lasting impression on me. They serve as a reminder that while we face adversity, resilience and strength is what defines our community. We see schools and synagogues vandalized and universities becoming breeding grounds for anti-Semitism, but despite these challenges, I believe that the majority of Canadians stand with us. We must be unwavering in our fight for Jewish rights and ensure that our voices are heard, not just in moments of crisis, but consistently. Additionally, anti-Israel organizations are attempting to have our charities investigated, and some have already lost their charitable status. This threat is real and pressing. It's imperative that we donate generously today while we still have the ability to do so. We must love ourselves and our community more deeply than those who seek to diminish us. By doing so, we build a future for our children that is filled with hope and security. In closing, I want to express my deepest thanks once again for this honor. It is a privilege to be part of such a dedicated and passionate community. Together, we can create a lasting legacy of philanthropy and support, ensuring that our impact is felt for generations to come. Thank you.
Congratulations and Mazel Tov, Michael. I'd just like to say that I think you've been witness to 3 amazing recipients with the 2 Leadership Awards and the Youth Award. And I would like to point out that we have several past winners with us. Some of us look a little bit older now, but we were once young leaders. And I also would like to thank very much both the Duboff family, but I would like to thank Janice and Nora for coming to be with us to present these awards, because you are not here in Winnipeg, and I think it shows the importance by which these awards fall within your families. So I would like to thank you very much for being present with us here. In 1995, we established awards to honor exceptional community leaders whose service over the course of many years have bettered the community and provided a model of excellence and achievement. The Max and Molly Shore Memorial Award recognizes an individual who has demonstrated commitment to the principles and goals of the Federation and has distinguished themselves through long-term leadership and dedication to the combined Jewish appeal. The award and original design is of a glass tzedakah box. The recipient of the Shore Award for 2024 is David Croft. To present the Max and Molly Shore Memorial Award are their great-granddaughters, Stephanie and Emily Kalo.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie, and here with my sister Emily, we are the proud great-granddaughters of Max and Molly Shore, and it's our pleasure to be here tonight to celebrate all of the honorees in this room, and importantly, to present the Max and Molly Shore Award to the Honorable Mr. Justice David Croft. As Paula mentioned, the Shore Award was established by the community with the intention of honoring people who served as models in philanthropy. To earn this recognition, recipients must stand out as community leaders, particularly in terms of the Federation's annual campaign. As we all know, the combined Jewish appeal is absolutely essential to our community. We wouldn't be here tonight celebrating so many of these accomplishments without it. The legacy of Max and Molly Shore lives on in each of these recipients, who are role models and mentors to those who follow in their footsteps. As someone who has known David and his family for many years, we can say with absolute certainty that he fits all of these criteria and is an exceptional role model for all of us.
David serves as a judge on the Manitoba Court of Appeal following nearly 7 years as a judge of the Manitoba Court of King's Bench. Prior to his appointment, he was a practicing lawyer at Fillmore Riley, where he worked his way up from summer student to associate and eventually partner, serving on management along the way. He has been recognized as one of the best lawyers in Canada and a leading practitioner of insolvency and commercial litigation, receiving numerous professional accolades for his work. David is also the Manitoba Chair of the Judicial Advisory Committee, a regular speaker and program chair of the National Judicial Institute of Canada, and a life council member of the Manitoba Bar Association. Those who have known David for many years have attested to his leadership stemming far back to high school when he was student council president of Kelvin. And since then, David has continued his leadership roles throughout his life with numerous organizations, including the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, for the past 25 years. During his time on the board of the Federation, David wore many hats, including as chair of the Community Relations Committee, allocations, vice president, and president. He's continued his active involvement in the combined Jewish appeal as a regular canvasser and currently sits on the Board of Governors of the Jewish Federation. David's involvement in the Jewish community is not limited to our Winnipeg Jewish community. He has also been active with the Canada Jewish Congress, on the board of the Canada-Israel Committee, and part of the national delegation for Prime Minister Harper's trip to Israel.
A lifelong Winnipegger himself, David also makes it a point to be involved in the general Winnipeg community. Thank you. Whether it was as president of the Jocelyn House Board or his active involvement in politics and policy development prior to his judicial appointment, David has left his mark on the many organizations that he's championed. Notably, he's also been heavily involved with the Royal Manitoba Theatre Centre as a current executive and has even proven his acting abilities in the Lawyers' plays, which have helped to raise over $1 million for the Royal Manitoba Theatre Centre over the years. However, we know that the one thing that David is most proud of is his family, including his wife Ellen and his 3 children, Julia, Sam, and Adam. We would like to say Yasher Koach to you, David, on your steadfast leadership. And without further ado, it's with great pleasure that we present to you the 2024 Max and Molly Shore Memorial Award.
I do have a binder, but it's not full of that many words, so don't panic. If you can count, there's only 1 award left. And I can see, I can see the desserts, so I shouldn't have told you that. Let me begin by congratulating all of those being recognized this evening. How wonderful it is to be celebrating in our newly renovated Charzedek Synagogue, an affirmation Jewish life in Winnipeg continues to thrive. Gail, on a personal note, it is special for me to be sharing tonight with you, given our family's long and deep bond over generations. I know my sentiment is not lost on my mom, who is here, and our parents, Guy, Babs, and Izzy, who I feel are here in spirit. They paved our respective paths within and beyond the Jewish community. We have them to thank. One of the sacrifices associated with the privilege of being a judge is having to disengage somewhat from the world of politics and other activities that could undermine, in fact, or even in perception, the impartiality and independence required of our judiciary. However, that adjustment, fortunately, did not mean stepping away from who I am as a person, including that I am Jewish. In fact, my Jewish values, consciously or not, inform my approach to family, friendship, work, community, and life in general. I must say, on behalf of everybody in our community at large, I find I share values with most of my colleagues and friends, and I feel optimistic in that. So it's as a proud Jew, surrounded by my community and at home in my beautiful shul, that I gather with you this evening. And as I said, don't worry, I won't be long. I know it is Gail and I who are standing between you and dessert. 2023 to 2024 has been a horribly difficult period for world Jewry, Canadian Jewry included. Since October 7th, anti-Semitism has reached heights we have not seen, certainly in my 59 years. And when I say seen, I truly mean seen. In our streets, on our campuses, and on the walls of the buildings we must pass daily on our way to school and work. At the same time, some of the people, friends, institutions, organizations, and businesses who we just assumed would speak out against this state of affairs have not. Sometimes by informed choice, but sometimes for fear of saying something wrong due to conflation of anti-Semitism and unquestionably complicated dynamics playing out in the Middle East. The current climate has caused all of us to at times feel frightened, uncertain, alone, and vulnerable because of our heritage, something that we never thought we'd feel living in Canada, a democracy with a Charter of Rights, envied across the globe. The political turmoil and erosion of democracy in other nations also adds to our general malaise. It really is tough to go on as normal when every day we are questioning what normal even means. Don't get too depressed. Because it's against this disturbing state of affairs that I will pose 2 questions. the answers to which I believe necessarily should lift our spirits and justify some optimism as we celebrate the impending Jewish New Year. Question 1. Can you imagine going through the past year without a strong Jewish Federation of Winnipeg and its related institutions? I can imagine it, and the thought scares the pants off me. It's because of Federation that the Jewish community was able to gather within hours of the events of October 7th occurring to share their grief at a safe campus, a campus built by Federation. It is because of Federation that other Jewish institutions have been able to coordinate efforts to fight anti-Semitism in an informed and impactful manner. It is because of Federation that we feel connected to other Jews across North America. It is because of Federation that law enforcement is on top of anti-Semitism and able to protect us. It is because of Federation, along with the Jewish Foundation and others, that in times such as these, there are still funds to support Jewish education, children, families, camps, seniors, and community centers. It is because of Federation that I know in my heart that we are going to get through this. I am so grateful to those who came before us. Some of you are here tonight who understood the importance of a federation in good times and, as importantly, in difficult times. It is in that sense that today I invite you to celebrate a success story. There can be no greater justification for our continued support for Federation than what we are witnessing and feeling here and now. And listen, I hate as much as anyone paying insurance premiums, but I can think of no insurance policy for which I am more grateful to have and contribute to than the Jewish Foundation of Winnipeg. Let me move now to the second and final question. It may sound a bit strange, so bear with me. Can anything at all positive come from the increase in anti-Semitism and malaise that I described? While I wish I did not have to ask the question at all, I think the answer is yes. And we can see it already. We've seen glimpses of it tonight. In addition to shining a light on the importance of Federation, this year has been an important reminder that anti-Semitism is blind to whether, subjectively, any one of us feels Jewish or not, whether any one of us is involved in the organized Jewish community or not, or whether we are from a blended family or not. The truth is, to the anti-Semite, if you're Jewish, like it or not. Why is that good, though? It is good because people are waking up to this notion and in many instances are transformed. I have personally seen members of our community who otherwise were not engaged or who did not even affiliate as Jewish ask questions, attend gatherings, and otherwise, perhaps initially against their will, feel Jewish. My children and their friends, some who previously were not terribly active or aware of the Jewish community, have found the time to show up, step up, speak up, and proudly embrace who they are. This is a good thing. In my wholly unsolicited view, one of Federation priorities must be to harness this awakening. Simply put, and using my judicial voice, the evidence establishes beyond a reasonable doubt that because of world events, our Winnipeg Jewish community's future, led by Federation, is stronger, not weaker than it was a year ago. This is not cockeyed optimism or empty cheerleading. I believe it to be true. I feel compelled to add one last thought. Despite feelings of alienation and the occasional urge upon all of us to stick to our own, it is in these difficult times for Federation to succeed and lead, it must continue its tradition of reaching out to and welcoming other communities and partners. Bridge building and learning from others are central to who we are as a people and, quite frankly, to survival. I conclude by saying I would not be receiving this recognition were it not for the example set by and support from my family and many other mentors, both within and outside the Jewish community. My wife Ellen has been an unwavering friend and partner throughout our family journey and my federation journey. Her passion for our community is boundless, and frankly, she is as deserving of this award as I am. I love you, Ellen, and I am proud of and grateful to you and our children, Julia, Sam, and Adam. Thank you, Federation, and thank you all for coming tonight.
Mazel tov, David. The Saul Caney Distinguished Community Service Medal is synonymous with philanthropy, leadership, and vision, and is awarded for outstanding dedicated leadership and service to the Jewish community locally, nationally, and internationally over the course of many years. It is the highest honor that our community bestows upon an individual, as the recipient's activities reflect positively on the entire community. The Caney Medal, engraved with the name of the winner, is mounted on an original sculpture of sand-carved glass that was designed specifically for this occasion. The 2024 recipient is Gail Asper, and I am pleased to call upon Moses Levy, who received this same award in 2015, to present the Caney Distinguished Community Service Medal to Gail.
I know this guy. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight for this beautiful celebration. The name Saul Caney, as we just heard, is a dedication of service and unwavering commitment to our community. His legacy is one that we continue to honor, and tonight I'm thrilled to introduce someone whose contributions reflect the same deep-rooted passion for strengthening our community, seems like forever, Gail Asper. It's my honor and privilege to present Gail with this year's award. Frankly, when I heard that she had not received this award, I was a bit surprised because I thought maybe in 1980 sometime you might have got it. So anyways, we all know Gail's impact goes beyond just our community. It's in Israel, it's all over the world. She has, of course, been on the forefront of transformational gifts and impacts. The $1 billion Canadian Museum for Human Rights stands as a testament to her passion for human rights, a place where stories of resilience, justice, and human dignity are brought to life. Canada's 5th National Museum, and the only one of its kind in the world, is only 5 minutes away from here. Gail currently chairs as chair of the Asper Foundation, following in the footsteps of a father and mother, the late Izzy and Babs Asper, whose legacy has now been entrenched and is entrenched forever into our community and Israel for generations to come. Her involvement in our community reaches far beyond the museum. Gail is a member of the board of the synagogue and was instrumental, as was said earlier, in this magnificent redevelopment. I think The entire board deserves a big hand, so please. Gail, I know what it took, because everyone said you can do it for $3 million, and you said no. And this is what you presented to the community. She serves as the executive on the board of Hebrew University, and was just appointed a lieutenant colonel of the Royal Winnipeg Rifles. She has also given her time and energy to the Royal Manitoba Theatre Centre, the United Way, the National Arts Center, of course, the Jewish Federation, foundations, and Combined Jewish Appeal, and I can go on and on for hours. With all of these accomplishments, it's no surprise that Gail has received numerous accolades, including the Max and Molly Shore Memorial Award, 4 honorary doctorates, the Order of Manitoba, and the Order of Canada. Yet, through all of this, Gail remains grounded and focused on the values that have guided her throughout her life. I think it's also important to mention that Gail has never worked on all of this alone. She and her husband, Dr. Michael Patterson, have been partners both in life, philanthropy, and everything else. They have 2 wonderful sons, Stephen and Jonathan, as well as a lovely daughter-in-law, Ange, and an adorable golden doodle, Darwin. And I'm thrilled to share with you that on Monday, Gail became a Baba for the first time after her son, Jonathan and Ange welcome a beautiful baby boy named Simon. Tonight she is glowing, and Michael's glowing, and you know why. Gail's story is one of perseverance and community. She embodies the idea that each of us can make a difference. Gail, your contributions have uplifted countless lives, and so many lives in this community have been impacted. Tonight, we don't just honor your accomplishments, but also your heart. You know, I've worked with Gail for almost 25 years, and I can say that there's no one with a bigger heart than Gail. And I was sort of reluctant to share the story, but I will. 5 or 6 years ago, maybe a gentleman we were working with in New York was facing a lot of financial issues, and he had just lost a son. He was heartbroken in so many ways. And he called me to see if the ASPA Foundation could help. And I said, no, we can't, because it's a foundation. But I said, let me talk to Gail. And I did. And she said yes. After he got the gift, he called me to say if he could pay it over 5 years, because it was a very substantial gift. When I said to him that you do not have to pay it back, there was silence at the other end for about a minute, and I waited. And then I could hear him crying, and he came back in tears, and he could not believe that there was this sort of big heart in this little city. So Gail, you set the stage for so many people. So with that story of the person with the deepest compassion you will ever find, it is my honor to present this year's Saul Kinney Award to my dear friend and a true leader, Gail Asper.
Thank you very, very much for that beautiful introduction, Mo. Bringing back some very, very beautiful memories of some of the beautiful people I've had the pleasure of working with. But first, let me just say what an honor it is to be here with all of you and receiving the venerable Saul Caney Distinguished Community Medal. Saul was a one-of-a-kind individual who had a remarkable impact on Canada and had accomplishments that would go out the door, and there's really nobody that could really do what Saul did. But to be included in this award with so many who've received the award in this room already, including Mo and my brother David, who's not here, but and my father, Izzy Asper, it's an incredible honor. And Saul was a true inspiration to me. I just also want to say congratulations to all the award winners tonight. It has been such an inspiring night. And thank you to the Federation and the committee that selected me for this award. My heart, I've just been feeling really full, so verklempt. My heart is really full of gratitude for the very good life. I need some water. For the life I've been able to live, filled with the love of my friends and my family, including my wonderful husband of 40 years, Michael Patterson, my beautiful kids, Stephen and Jonathan, and his wife, Ange, and as Mo announced, our beautiful 5-day-old grandson, Simon. Like, I can't believe that's too surreal to even say that. I was taught by my parents of blessed memory, Babs and Israel Asper. Izzy, as I said, was a Saul Caney Medal award winner as well, that everyone should be donating to and volunteering with their community. And of course, I took that to heart, fueled by my overtly developed sense of guilt about having so much. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, great. Having so much while others didn't. And I learned from all my work, whether it was through Federation and through United Way, that even though you may be on top of the world and you feel you have it all, that can change in a heartbeat. And you can end up needing the help that you've been supplying to others. And going from being, as I always refer to it, being a lifter, you go from being a lifter to having to be a leaner, someone who has to depend on others. And being grateful that there are organizations and people that you can lean on. And I'm going to just give a shout out to our amazing, remarkable Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, as David so eloquently said. They are funding organizations that we lean on and that we either need or are going to need, and I'm incredibly grateful. I've been involved on the board of the Federation and on the campaign. I am not a particularly effective member of the campaign team. I've been canvassing for years, but I know how lucky we are to be served in this community by such a dedicated group of people. So I just want to say a huge thank you to Jeff, for you and your staff, and Paula for handling the board and all the volunteers. And so thank you for this honor and for all that you do for our community. Okay, I've got to blow my nose now. So my advice to everyone here, but most of the people under the age of 40, is to get involved now. Even though you are busy with careers and maybe kids and self-care, I assure you, you are missing out on a huge chunk of life if you don't include volunteering with a group about whose work you're passionate. I have met the most beautiful, big-hearted, talented, and hilarious people when I'm volunteering, and now I am loving meeting my new family of volunteers and staff as a board member of the Share Zedek. And again, I too want to give a shout out to this amazing refurbished building and all the people who've worked and are still working to make this happen. And I'm telling you, the board, we were all here on Monday. Never in my wildest imagination could I think that this place could clean up so well from Monday to today. So thank you, Rena. Thank you to the Share Zedek team. And when the people that you're volunteering with are so much fun and inspiring, it does not even feel like work. And I can't imagine how bleak and boring my life would be if I hadn't met all these great people. So I just say yes when the opportunity presents itself to be involved. And if it doesn't, seek it out. Send in your resume, self-submit, and to whatever group appeals to you, and you will never know what great things are going to happen. And finally, my second piece of advice is say yes to new challenges. 21 years ago, I said yes to taking on the spearheading of the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, working shoulder to shoulder with the Asper Foundation's former executive director, the brilliant Mo Levy. And though this was an extremely ambitious and daunting initiative and something for which I was completely ill-equipped to be involved with, I would not trade that grand adventure for anything. Not all the hours of sleep I lost, the workouts I didn't do, sorry Ruth, the TV I didn't get to watch, and more seriously, the quiet dinners with my family I didn't get to have. But thanks to an unbelievably understanding husband, Mike, a Shemtov winner himself, and my boys, I was able to have a life where I juggled work and family and community. I came out with some unforgettable experiences and helped create this important museum that is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. So in closing, it's pretty amazing. Oh, I wonder if there's Shmoo. Okay, in closing, I'm going to leave you with my own 11th commandment. Thou shalt not take up space. Thou shalt leave the world a better place, and in doing so, thou shalt become a better person. Thank you.
Kavod, Gail. Mazel tov to each and every one of the amazing honorees that we have witnessed this evening. Before I call upon our CEO, Jeff Lieberman, only 1 minute more. You have been an amazing, amazing group of people. I hope that you've enjoyed this evening as much as I have, because we have really seen an amazing part of our community this evening. I just want to say now I'll get verklempt, what a privilege it's been to serve as president in this particular time. It's been difficult at times, but amazingly rewarding at other times. And I know Jeff is going to mention them, but I do want to give a really warm shout out to the Federation staff that I've had the real privilege of working with since coming on board in December as president. So thank you very, very much to all the Federation staff. And thank you all. I'll call up Jeff now. He'll close this evening, and then we can head over to the Shmoo Tort. So.
Thank you so much, Paula. Wow, what an amazing evening. And what amazing volunteers we have in our community. We are all so fortunate for all the work that everyone does here to help our Jewish community thrive. Thank you all so much for that. I know the night has gone a little bit too long, but I just want to speak for another minute. As I reflect on the past year, I recognize that this has been a time of both joy and heartbreak. From the immense pride I felt in being chosen to serve this incredible community to the devastating shock of October 7th, we have faced challenges that have left an indelible mark on all of us. The world we knew changed that day, and the rise in anti-Semitism has brought a painful reality to bear on Jews everywhere. Since then, the work of our Federation has shifted in ways none of us could have anticipated. It has been an extraordinary, difficult time, but I stand here deeply proud of the Federation's response. We rallied and we adopted, and no matter how tough the days got, we persisted. I've witnessed firsthand the dedication of our staff, the tireless efforts of the professionals in our many Jewish organizations, and the unwavering commitment of volunteers throughout our community. Together, we have worked to keep our community strong and safe. For me, this year was a deeply personal journey. Though I've been a long volunteer, serving professionally has been a new and humbling experience. I stand on the shoulders of my grandfather, a leader in the Jewish community of Pięćno, Poland, who faced the same darkness we confront today, and he, along with other leaders in his community, was hung on the street. We all faced the rise of anti-Semitism. And although my grandfather was killed because he was Jewish, his resilience in the face of hatred has always inspired me, and his legacy pushes me forward as we continue our important work. My father, Aaron, a Holocaust survivor, was a beacon of strength in my life. Though he rarely spoke of the horrors he endured, his kindness, his boundless generosity, and his unwavering strength were constants in my life. His entire family was taken from him, yet he chose to live with grace and dignity. The work I do, and will continue to do, is to honor him and to ensure that his story and the stories of others like him are never forgotten. In the face of these obstacles, the unity of our community has been our greatest strength. The opportunity to work with dedicated individuals on the Federation's board and staff has been one of the most meaningful aspects of my role. We are also incredibly fortunate to have allies who stand beside us during these challenging times. Their support has made even the hardest days a little easier to bear. On October 7th, the Jewish community will hold an event to mark the one-year anniversary of October 7th, 2023. We will meet at the Asper campus at 5:30 and then walk for Israel for approximately 30 minutes, followed by a solidarity rally in the Asper campus parking lot. We are encouraging as many people as possible to attend this meaningful event, so I hope that you, your family, and your friends will join us. Before we close, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the Federation Board, led by our President, Paula Parks, and our Vice President, Carrie Shankaro. Our community is truly blessed for their leadership, and I'd like to thank Paula so much for the great job emceeing tonight. I want to recognize the Federation staff. We've been through a lot this year. Your dedication and passion have carried us through it, and I am so proud to call you my work family. You have produced this beautiful Kavod evening that we're all so proud of. Please, all Federation staff, stand to be recognized for all that you have done and continue to do to help carry this community forward. I would like to thank Barry Mallon, our volunteer photographer. Thank you, Barry. And I'd like a special thank you to Congregation Sherazadek for allowing us to host this first event in this familiar yet beautiful, different space. It has really made this Kavod evening a truly memorable one. L'Shana Tova, let's hope that next year will be better for Israel and for Jews all around the world. And now please join us for the reception so that we can continue to celebrate our amazing volunteers. Thank you.